All right, welcome back to the Nobody's Watching This podcast. My name is Ben. I'm the host, obviously. I'm the only one fucking here. Shouldn't curse, right? For the algorithm in the beginning. Whatever, I'll leave it in. It's been a while. It's been like almost a month, honestly, since my last upload. Probably more than a month, I think. Which honestly, last upload did a lot better than I would have anticipated. And so thank you for anyone who listened. That was like pretty cool to see. It got like 80 views, but like I'm never gonna take that for granted, dude. Like, you got 80 views, and like the average person probably watched for about 3 minutes. So whatever, who cares? Um, we'll just see how it goes. I don't even know. I'm gonna try and do an hour. I don't know. I kind of feel like I don't know what I'm gonna talk about the whole time, but I have some topics kind of written down here, and it'll be a good show, I think. Hopefully, um, yeah. It's been a while. Like I said, it's been a month, and I think last I spoke, I had my car died. My car died in dramatic fashion right before I was about to leave on a long trip, a long drive back to the state I'm from. 8-hour drive at least. So thankfully that shit didn't die like an hour away. It died in my town. Whatever. Bought a new car. Whole saga that was. I mean, you know, you always hear the expression like used car salesman energy, and to that point, I never bought a car from like a dealership like that. I'd always bought it from like my family's mechanic or whatever. Just the biggest. My sales guy was the biggest bozo I had ever seen in my life. Just a complete bozo. Just like I'd catch him lying to me constantly. He'd just go on and tell me these like weird stories about like shit I just didn't care about it. He was like texting me random shit because I don't know how he even got my number, to be honest with you, but he would just like start texting me. It's like, oh, sorry, wrong guy. Be like, bro, you just like cursed me out for straight texts because whoever you were talking to fucking ditched on a deal. It was a fucking experience, and then I get to like the finance guy, and it's like the biggest, again, another like snake oil salesman. Like he's talking a million miles an hour. You can't understand him. He keeps like, I don't know. I keep trying to get like, I asked a direct question and I don't really get an answer. It's like, it's bizarre. It's one of the worst. It's the worst consumer experience I've ever had in my entire life. It sucked. But I did get a car. It's an alright car. I mean, it honestly wouldn't have been my first choice, but it was with what's in the budget. I mean, given the fact that I'm trying to do this to eventually make money, probably tells you I'm not in the best of financial situation. So I have to be happy with what I get for now, or what I can afford for now. So that was a whole saga, but I did end up going on vacation, and it was good. And as I predicted in the last episode, it essentially just was my family, like everybody talking shit about one another. Everyone had shit to say about everyone, and it's just a total shit show. I feel every time it's like we're gonna get drunk and we're gonna be mean. That's vacation. Get drunk with your cousins and be mean. So, yeah, that was funny. Anyway, on to other subjects, I guess. To move on from the catch up from the last episode. A whole 4 minutes in, not even. Don't mind that. That was my. Oh, and sorry if there's background noise. My dumbass decided to run my dishwasher, and I do this shit on my kitchen counter because, where else am I gonna do it? I guess I do have a desk, but I do have my work shit on there. Which, who knows? That might come to an end soon anyway. Might get laid off. It's always good when when the head of your team is like, oh, the company's doing a restructure, and the CEO is stepping down, and a lot of upper management is stepping down, doing a major restructure, and of course someone's like, should we be worried about our jobs? And they're like, no. I mean, we're essential, and it's like, no, we're not, dude. Come on. Half of our company fucking hates my people anyway. So that might happen. I might get canned, in which case I'm going to be posting every single day. Every single day. It's so funny though. It's like they're just so full of shit, Like there's like the meme, like the more you lie, the worse employee you are, but better manager, Can't take a fucking word for what you can't take them for the word whatsoever. They're just like 100% lying to us the whole time, always. Such scumbags, dude. Can't even fucking believe it. Uh, so that might be happening. In which case, I really will be doubling and tripling down on this. I might even. I have no money right now, so because I just bought the damn car. So I was gonna say maybe I'll even try and start like streaming, um, like games because I game a lot. So, but I don't have money, so I can't even afford a setup. I have this shitty little laptop I'm doing this on. As you can probably tell by the camera quality, by the lack of good audio, I'm literally just doing this on like the laptop's camera function. So whatever. Anyway, football football is here, dude. I'm fucking pumped. All right. Summer's great. You go out, you party, you get hammered. It's the fucking best, right? You go to the pool, you beach, all that shit. It rules, right? Right around July, right around mid-July, somewhere in that time frame, I get a craving for real sports, dude. None of this fucking baseball bullshit, all right? Baseball can suck a fatty. It is so boring. I'm from the New York area. The Yankees fucking suck. I haven't even fucking cared about the Yankees in years and years. I just don't give a fuck. I have been dying for a real sport to come back like football. I'm like literally burping on this. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Um, Football is back, dude, and I am a Giants fan, and I fall for the propaganda every single year. And let me tell you something, I'm falling for it again. I'm seeing Abdul Carter blow up the Jets D line like it's fucking nothing. Just take the Jets right tackle's fucking block off. Ugh, incredible. Incredible. I see Jackson Dart in their first preseason game again. Who did they play? Against, who did they play? I don't know who they played. Shit. Forget who they played at least. Maybe I don't remember who they played. Sorry. No one good. I mean, it was also preseason, but I see Jackson Dart just throw a dart, like a 40-yard bomb, sits in the pocket, he's bobbing, he's weaving, he's avoiding tackles, he's avoiding the sack, something fucking Daniel Jones never did once in his time in New York. See him just huck a fucking 40-yard dime to the receiver in the end zone. Some other fucking rookie receiver I'd never heard of who was playing out of his mind, made a great diving catch in coverage. Preseason means nothing, and yet it means everything. You know what I mean? You watch this shit, and you go, "Oh my god, I'm excited," and maybe they're gonna suck. I mean, that's happened plenty of times as a Giants fan. But watching Jackson Dart like actually maneuver in the pocket, actually make it like a downfield throw. I mean, Daniel Jones for the last 6 years has thrown nothing but checkdowns for his whole career. I mean, there's that one game when he was a rookie. He played the Bucks against Jameis Winston, also now on the Giants, where they just traded like 5 interceptions and 5 touchdowns each. Like it was electric to watch. But I mean, geez, it's not winning football. But to watch like someone actually behave like a competent quarterback in the pocket was fucking awesome, dude. I haven't seen that. Honestly since like 2016 with Eli Manning and Odell, right? Because Eli was on the team till like 2018, 2019, but I mean they had no O line. He couldn't stop getting sacked. I mean, he's throwing a million picks. It was not a pretty sight. All right. Apologies for the buzzer. Like I said, I'm an idiot. I'm just trying to get back into this, trying to kind of get momentum going again. I was about to say, I'm sorry. I apologize. Um, yeah, Jackson Dart, beast. High on him, happy about it. I was kind of, well, I didn't really know who I wanted, like, in terms of quarterbacks to get in the draft, but Jackson Dart looks fucking for real. And Abdul Carter, I mean, like the shit I'm seeing, he's Lawrence Taylor again. He's red. No, not Lawrence Taylor again. He's Reggie White again. He just like bullies these 300-pound linemen like they're nothing, right? And you can't even double team him because if you double team him, you're leaving Dexter Lawrence on a one-on-one or uncovered, or you're leaving Brian Burns on a one-on-one or uncovered, or you're leaving Kayvon Thibodeau on a one-on-one or uncovered. And it's like, what do you even do about that? I mean, you know, fuck the Jets, but I was watching clips today of those four just terrorizing the Jets O line. Right, like I saw a guy break it down. He was a Jets guy because I was trying to get an honest opinion. You know, a Jets fan will take every opportunity to just twist the knife. You know what I mean? Of course, why wouldn't they? They hate us. They hate the Giants. They hate us because they hate us. Um, take every opportunity. So like they would never give us a good, you know, give us a compliment if they didn't have to, right? So they're talking about 7-on-7, so no offensive line, no defensive line, and they're like, oh, the Jets did pretty well, Justin Fields did pretty well, and then he's like, but I'll tell you what, again, Jets guy, he's like, I'll tell you what, on 11-on-11, the Giants defense dominated. He was like, Justin Fields really struggled with the pressure, and granted, Justin Fields, I mean, he's not like upper echelon quarterback, obviously. I mean, he was fighting for, he was a backup a year ago in Pittsburgh to now my guy Russell Wilson, right? Um, but I mean, the guy can scramble, he can move, he can kind of evade pressure, and he was apparently having a really hard time with it, which is a great sign. You know, there's a lot of fucking mobile quarterbacks in the NFL now, and if they are going to have a hard time getting away from us, that is a great sign as a Giants fan. Um, And I'll tell you what, from the preseason game, I mean, it looks like we have some good young receivers. Wandale, Wandale Robinson. Uh, didn't look bad. I was never a big Wandale guy, but I mean, he had some good catches, kind of in coverage. Malik Neighbors is Malik Neighbors. I mean, that guy is he's gonna be Randy Moss again. He's gonna be Plaxico Burress. Um, and then there was like these like one or two rookies who looked fucking great, and Theo Johnson, the tight end. I think I really think this is going to be a great year for the offense. I think it all hinges on the offensive line, right? Tyron Tracy was a good running back last year out of nowhere. He replaced much of the production we lost with Saquon. Obviously, he isn't Saquon, but I mean, who is, right? Like if you can just break out a big run, that's all I want. An occasional big run. Just move the chains and occasionally just bust one out for like 30 yards. You don't have to be Saquon Barkley. You don't have to score a 99-yard touchdown. You don't have to be like juke and jump over guys and make a miss and make it look stunning as you're doing it. You just got to be reliable. Really, it's all you got to do. And then we have Cam Scatabo, dude. Bro, I love this man. I'm going to get a fucking Scatabo jersey probably. He runs mean. He runs angry. He fucking just bulldozes. I mean, he didn't play in the preseason game, but from everything I read, everything I remember him in college at I think Iowa, maybe. One of the Iowas, State or U, don't remember. Um, he was fucking awesome. Like I feel like this, and the secondary's gotten a lot better too for the defense. But my point is, the point I'm making is, I think we've gotten better across the board. We have competent quarterback play. Hopefully, we have two pretty decent running backs at this point, assuming Scatabo. I think he's injured right now. So assuming he gets healthy, you got Tyron Tracy. Assuming he can continue the production that he has shown, you got Malik Neighbors, who I think I saw something like he had the most lost. He had the most. I don't even know how to phrase this. It's like yardage missed because of a throw. If that makes sense, something like that. It was like he had the highest number of lost yards, based on bad quarterback play last year. Meaning, if he just had a competent quarterback, he would have had a significantly larger number of yards. He would have done a lot better. Obviously, that doesn't take a genius to figure that out. You don't need the numbers. All you had to do was watch, and you knew if you had fucking Joe Burrow throwing to him, uh, he would be top 5 receiver in the league. Speaking of Joe Burrow, dude, fucking Jamar Chase cannot help but fucking take shots at this dude. It's so weird. Like you have one of the best pocket quarterbacks. You have probably the best pocket quarterback in the league. The leader in passing yards and in touchdowns last year, and he takes like these weird shots at him in the media. He's like talking about like Josh Allen. He's like, you have to game plan around Josh Allen. You don't have to game plan around Joe Burrow. And it's like, yeah, you do. What? Because he doesn't run all the time. You don't have to plan for him as much. When he played the Giants, he fucking scored like an 80-yard rushing touchdown. Like, what are you talking about? And he's one of the biggest passing threats in the fucking league. It's just so weird. I don't understand that. I don't understand the diva receivers who can't stop talking shit on their quarterbacks. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, do you think that's going to make them more likely to throw you the ball? You think Joe Burrow hears that and is like, oh, I should throw it to Jamar more? No. I mean, he's got fucking T. Higgins. That's another all-pro guy over there. Pro Bowl guy, whatever. Weird. I don't know. I'm excited for the NFL season. I plan on the first football Saturday, which I believe will be a college football Saturday. I think it's either the 23rd or the 28th. I think maybe 23rd is like week 0, so there's like a few games, but not that many. I am going to sit my ass down at a bar and drink for the entire day. I cannot wait for that shit. And so I've interest in UNC. So UNC football, I'm interested in. That's going to be fun too. The home opener on Labor Day is going to be pretty interesting. It'll be kind of the first look we get at Bill Belichick's football or Chapel Hill football team, Tar Heel football team, whatever. You know what I'm saying? No one's even going to fucking listen this far anyway, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So that's interesting. Anyway, moving on from football. What else we got? I got some topics written down here, dude. I wanted to stay away from politics, but there's just something that's happening that's very interesting, and it's not even necessarily about the politicians themselves. The American, I guess you would call it alt-right, not even alt-right, well, some alt-right, totally at war. It's so funny to see. It's like Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and Nick Fuentes like just going at it, going to war, just battling it out on the public forum. Entirely predictable. You see the Tate brothers being you see the Tate brothers online being like, guys, stop fighting. And it's like, dude, the Tates the Tates are being the moderators. That's hilarious. The Tates are the ones trying to fucking bring the temperature down. The formerly most controversial man on the internet. I mean, now he's playing peacemaker with all his fucking friends on the right. It's hilarious. No, but you had Candace Owens go on Tucker Carlson and call Nick Fuentes like a little gay kid in his basement, a weird little gay kid in his basement. And Nick Fuentes correctly points out, like, hey, Tucker, weird kids, downtrodden, weird white kids in their basement are your demo. They're the people that you have been claiming to represent, you know? It was just a very interesting moment. He called him like an intelligence. Tucker called Nick Fuentes like an intelligence asset, you know what I mean? Like as if he was like some sort of industry plant. When Tucker Carlson's dad was like in the CIA and all this shit. All this is pointed out by Nick Fuentes. I'm not like some sort of sleuth. I don't know, and then you see the videos of like Tucker being like in that interview with Candace, he goes, I didn't even know my dad was intelligent until he died. And then like endless videos come out of him talking about how his dad was in the CIA. You know, it's like, why would you lie about that? You know, if you would lie about that, what else are you lying about? You know, and then you just think about the fact that he worked for like every network under the sun, CNN, NBC, Fox News, all of it, all of them went from one job to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. You know, and you wonder, well, how did that happen? You know, very few people are able to just hop around networks like that, especially when the network you're going to next has a very different political view than the one you were just reporting. You know, it'd be difficult for someone from CNN who is like a banging the drum liberal to go to Fox News. You know, seems unlikely to me. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know how it works. Maybe there's definitely a lack of talent, but maybe I just don't know how it works. It just seems a little weird. You know, it's tough. It's tough. And then Candace Owens, I kind of understand her gripe with it a little bit more because like I guess Nick talked a lot of shit about her, and then like he came on her show and she and like tried to hash it out, and then he went on his show again and she kept talking shit, and she was like kind of like the fuck, you know. I don't know. Then it's like that one makes less sense to me. Like the Tucker Nick thing makes more sense because Tucker probably is what he is calling Nick Fuentes. He is probably like a gay weirdo, like a hidden gay weirdo. That's an intelligence asset, you know. When you point the finger, you have four pointing back at you, right? Shout out Barstool Pick'em, Enrico Pasco. Um, I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at that actually if it came out that Tucker was a gay intelligence agent who's like an industry plant. That would make so much sense. It'd make a lot more sense than he just like appeals. You know what I mean? It would put his career into perspective in a way that does make a little more sense. You know what I mean? Clearly a smart guy. Clearly can speak extemporaneously about things. Clearly has a lot of connections with people. But that's why he has those connections in the first place. But he's been a journalist for a long time. Maybe he's built the relationships. I don't fucking know. It's juicy drama though. Juicy drama. All happening on X, the Everything app. Um, Very interesting shit though, man. And I don't know. There's also this whole element of like Nick Fuentes hating on Candace and Tucker and the right at large, basically for backing JD Vance, whom seems like everyone on the right is backing. And that's where I start to kind of question Nick Fuentes a little bit. Not that I'm like a JD Vance stan, but it's like, you know, does he beat the grifter allegations? You know what I mean? The knock on him has always been he just has the most controversial shit possible, right? Whether that be racially charged or whatever. He's trying to be controversial to get clicks, right? That was kind of the OG allegation against him. And then, right when there's a bit of like hegemony on the right, he takes the most controversial stance possible while still being on the right and aims it at I don't want to like aims it at like the darling of the right, you know. So it's kind of like, well, is he just saying this shit to be controversial? He points to all these ties to, Peter Thiel and all these people, all these kind of little unscrupulous characters. It's interesting, It's hard to know, because it does seem like those connections are there, but like, if you're like a right leaning person, if not JD Vance, then who? You know, who's the other option? Really, Steve Bannon. I heard Steve Bannon's going to run. I don't think that would go well. I mean, I'd say he probably does care about the American people. He's just maybe a little radical about it. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to watch the lines be drawn within the Republican Party because it was only a matter of time, truthfully. You watch this kind of go on a lot on the left over the last like I don't know, maybe from like 2012 to like 2020, basically. You kind of watch like the cannibalizing of each other, and I wonder if this is like kind of the start of it. And I was gonna say, I wonder if it just starts on the fringe, but these are kind of the biggest people in the space now, at least that are like openly right. You know what I mean? It's like Sean Hannity isn't like mainstream right at this point. You know, the news anchors aren't the face of the fucking Republican commentariat. Is that the word? Perhaps, probably. So it's interesting. It's interesting to watch this kind of civil war start, and it's hilarious to me that the Tate brothers are trying to be like mediators. You know, they're trying to tell like trying to get like the MAGA crowd to accept Elon back into the fold, and they're like, "Oh, Candace, Tucker, Nick, don't fight. We're friends." Mr. Matrix himself. It's hilarious. I don't know. It's interesting. It's all there. It's an interesting moment. You know, it's an interesting moment where I think a lot of the support from the center has shifted back to the center. You know, kind of abandoned the right, as they probably should. It's probably best if one party doesn't ever feel too comfortable. You know. But anyway, that's enough on that. What else we got? Fuentes. That kid. You know what? Before I put a bow on that. And the weird part is, Nick Fuentes is gonna win. He's gonna win the whole spat. I just don't I don't know why. I don't have any facts. I don't really know anything beyond what is like put out on social media. I'm just telling you on like vibe and my, I'm a long time observer of the internet and particularly X and really the right of center political space. Nick Fuentes is going to win this dogfight, I think, and he's going to win it pretty decisively. I think he has all the high ground on Tucker in the world. I think somehow, despite the shit he says, he's like says the N word every other episode and talks about how fucking evil the Jews are, and it's like Jesus, man, like. And yet somehow he has like a leg to stand on against a guy like Tucker. I don't understand it. I think Candace will be probably a tougher battle for him, but I don't know. There's just something like I think he's got. I think it's underestimated how much momentum he has and how like rabid his people are. And I think they're gonna come up against Candace and Tucker. That is, are gonna come up against him and find themselves a little overmatched. Now, to Candace's credit, I've seen her try to like invite him on for another discussion, which point in her favor, he seems to be ducking or have no interest in for some reason. I don't know. If I'm Nick Fuentes and it's like if I'm as right as I think I am and I think I have all the facts and all the shit, then just go do it and put it to bed. Slay that dragon and get out of there. It's interesting. It's interesting stuff. It's an interesting moment in politics for sure. You see some of the kind of Donald Trump people disheartened, rightfully so, probably. Oh man, what else we got? Oh yeah, the other one was you got a few things, but the other one was the there was I was just listening to a Joe Rogan episode with I forget her name, Luna Mace maybe. She's a representative in Congress, talking about like alien disclosure. It's so crazy. It's crazy. I mean, by all accounts, by what I just heard on that podcast, um, the U.S. government is 100% has like alien technology. You know what I mean? And it's like this ain't coming from some lunatic in some shack in the wilderness somewhere who's like, I was abducted, or I saw this, or I saw that, or I was in Area 51 and I saw this. This is like a Congress person interviewing subject matter experts within the government. You know, it's a congresswoman interviewing like Air Force pilots and scientists and like legitimate people. It's not like kooks coming and telling their abduction story. It's like people with some measure of credibility that they're interviewing and having these conversations with, and a lot of it is like she can't disclose the intimate details of the conversations, but she was just basically, I mean, she just would like get you all the way to the point of saying it, and then she would be like, I can't say any more, but you can infer the rest, you know? Which is fucking crazy, man. Crazy. Like I mean, you take the most extreme version of it, right? That not only are aliens here, they've been here, and we knew it. Like, what the fuck does that mean? What does that mean about like what does that mean? That changes like religion. That changes like how we can view our government. Like, can they actually protect us? Probably not. You know what I mean? It puts things in a very precarious light, in a very precarious situation. That it kind of calls into question, like I said, religion. Like it's like could you kind of shatter the belief systems of like half this world? It's like kind of nuts. Uh, I want to believe, I really do. And she's referencing all these like this declassified documents that you can just read online, which maybe I should do. Maybe I should like, maybe that's a series I should do. I should like stick my hand into the CIA declassified files, do a little reading, and then do like an episode about it. That'd be interesting, probably, right? It's a little conspiracy tinfoil hat-ish, but who the fuck cares? I guess. Um, I want to believe so bad, right? And then, months ago, he has this guy named Hal Puthoff on his podcast where they talk about like remote viewing, right? Where like a guy where you can like sit there if you have this ability, which apparently anyone can learn, but it's not like a completely intuitive thing. I'm gonna pause.